Here are my NBA game predictions for December 8th of 2021. There's 13 games tonight. All the spreads and over-unders are based off FanDuel. So for the Wizards and the Pistons, I expect the Pistons to be plus 5.5. They're playing on their home floor. They're playing against a struggling Wizards team, so I expect them to be within the game, close game, over-under to be over 208.5. These are NBA teams. They should be scoring over 100 points each game. So these are just average and below average teams, so they should be able to put up good amount of points against each other. For the Bulls and the Cavaliers, I expect the Cavs to win this game and cover the spread at 2.5 because DeRozan is out, and that's just a main person. Also, Caruso is out, so that's defense that's not going to be there, which is going to help the Cavs win. It's going to go over 210 because, for one, Levine, I expect him to have a great game because DeRozan is out, so that means more of the scoring is going to be on him. Same with Vucevic, he has to score more too. And then for the Cavs, they're playing on their home floor. The Bulls' defense is going to be weaker overall, so they should score a few more points than what the Bulls are used to giving up. For the Sixers and the Hornets, I expect the Sixers to try and put away the Hornets in the first half after going into overtime with the Hornets 2 days ago. So I expect them to try and finish this game early rather than later. So Sixers should win by more than 7. Should go over 216.5, most because Hornets defense not that great, and that like the Sixers should score over 120 no problem, and that just means the Hornets have to score in the 90s, but they're still going to score over 100 points. It is the Hornets. They can score the ball. And I don't expect Embiid to have like as great of a game as he did that first meetup 2 days ago, but I still expect him to score at least like 26 and have 10, 11 rebounds. For the Knicks and the Pacers, I expect the Knicks to be within the spread at 4.5. Even though they played last night, the Pacers, their plan as an organization is kind of falling apart right now. They're thinking about blowing up the team, so I'm not having a huge amount of faith in the Pacers overall, but I'm pretty bullish on the Knicks overall. I expect the game to be over 213. Knicks can put up some points. Pacers might as well, they can score. I could also see this being under 2. This is an over-under I'm not 100% sure on, but it's just pretty much how the game goes. For the Bucks and the Heat, I expect the Bucks to win this no problem. There's quite a few people missing on Miami, including Butler and Bam, so Bucks should win this no problem, honestly. I don't even know why the spread is this close, even if Giannis is playing with a bunch of bums. This spread is still too close. I expect this to be over 213.5. The Bucks should put up a bunch of points, even though Spoelstra can put up some defensive schemes. There's just not enough pieces on the Heat right now to try and slow down the Bucks, so it's just gonna be a bunch of threes by the Bucks, and Giannis having a great game. It should be over 213, no problem. For the Thunder and the Raptors, Raptors should win this no problem. They're playing at their home, and it's the regular season. The Raptors always play well during that. Their defense always good. So I would expect the Thunder break 100 this game. And Toronto, not huge on offense. Not like they play well on offense, but there's not one player where you just pass to them. It's a guaranteed basket. So under 2.8, but I still expect like Fred VanVleet, have a decent game overall still. For for the Mavericks and the Grizzlies. I expect the Grizzlies to win by 5. Mavericks played last night. Porzingis and Doncic, they're still day to day, and they just played last night, so it's hard to put up 2 good games back to back. And they also had a close one last night against the Nets. And the Grizzlies, ever since Morant went down, their defense has improved. They're playing really well, so expect them to win no problem. And then I expect it to go under 217, mostly just because the Mavericks played last night, and the Grizzlies defense has been playing pretty well. Because I don't expect the Grizzlies to score more than like 114. For the Jazz and the Timberwolves, the Jazz should cover the spread at 8.5. They are one of the top teams in the league. They should be able to handle a mid-team tier, no problem. Because if the Jazz get hot from 3, they're scoring 120, no problem. And it's kind of hard to keep up with a team that's scoring 120 points and they're hitting all their threes. So over, no problem. For the Nuggets and the Pelicans, the Nuggets still win at -2.5, mostly because Jokic is still on their team, and I don't have much faith on the Pelicans. I'm very bearish on them. The only person I really have faith on the Pelicans is Valanciunas, and I expect him to score at least like 16 points and have at least 12 rebounds, just because he's a massive man. I should go under just because I don't have good faith in the offenses for these 2 teams, because it's basically Jokic for Denver to do all the work for them. And then for New Orleans, it's Ingram and Valanciunas. So under 215. For the Nets and the Rockets, so Brooklyn played last night, so that's why I have the Rockets at +7.5. And also, Brooklyn has been keeping all their games close this year. So I guess that's just practice for the playoffs. Who knows? But I expect this to go under 225, though. Even though the Houston defense is probably not going to really slow down Brooklyn overall. It's just that they played last night. They're still going to score, but to cover 225, I don't see that. I still expect Durant to get his points. He didn't have like a great game last night in Dallas, but maybe he'll bounce back. Who knows? For the Magic and the Kings, I have the Magic's +7. I don't expect the Kings to ever win by 7 this season. So seeing them favored by that much, I don't see them covering that. I don't care that they're playing the Magic, and the Magic aren't that good, but it's going to be under 220. I don't have faith in their defense for both teams, but I don't have faith in the offense for either team either. I know the Kings can put up a lot of points, but it's still the Kings. And then we have the Warriors and the Blazers. So they're playing at the Bay. I have no faith in Portland whatsoever. This should be, I don't even know why the spread is this close. It should be the Warriors by 30, but it is the NBA, so it's probably going to be like 20-ish. But yeah, Warriors should win, no problem. Like, who on Portland is going to slow down the Warriors' offense? So the Warriors probably going to score at least 118 or like 124, somewhere around there. And yeah, should be very easy win for the Warriors. Expect Curry to have 5 threes, 28 points. But this game is probably, they're probably going to pull him by the third quarter. So all of his scoring and threes are going to have to come in the first 3 quarters. So try and plan for that. Then the Celtics and the Clippers. Celtics played last night, and the Clippers didn't, and it's -3. So I don't even know why the spread's that close. The Clippers should win by at least 10. But if you have the option for -3. You might as well take that. I mean, you have Paul George. He's going to play better than Tatum. And Paul George has better tools on his team than the Celtics do. So it should be an easy win for the Clippers. This should go over. I mean, Tatum's going to shoot, what, how many times? Like 50. So the Celtics are going to get points just because he's shooting so much, even though his shots are bad. But if you're shooting that much, you're bound to make, what, 20 of your 50. And then the Clippers, you have Paul George on your team. He can pass the ball. He can shoot the ball. I expect this to go over. So thanks for watching. If you have any thoughts or on the spreads or the over-unders on what players are going to perform, who's going to perform well, please leave them in the comments. And once again, thanks for watching.